Alright, and let's go and get started. Howdy, howdy, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sharkinbear, and welcome to the channel. Today is a very exciting day. There's actually a demo released for a survival craft game coming out on June 20th. It was supposed to be released, I guess, sometime in the next week or so, but instead they decided to stealth drop the demo today. And of course, that game is called ASKA. So if you're not familiar with what ASKA is, this is again a survival crafting game surrounded by Norse mythology, I believe. Yeah, so it would be like in the vein of something like Valheim. I've got to play a little bit of it. This is actually probably one of my most anticipated open world survival craft games coming out that I've been anticipating for a while. I tried over and over again to try to get into the closed technical betas they had going on for a while there, but was unsuccessful. So this is my first time jumping in. So we're going to jump into this for a little bit and see what we think about it. If you like the content and you want to see more games like ASKA here on the channel, make sure you're liking and subscribing to the channel and comment down below. Let me know what you think of the game. I am going to go ahead and hit single player. I'm going to start basically over from the beginning, so I can basically showcase what the early game looks like, because I will say, technically speaking, this game is very simulation heavy, but it's also like in a fantasy world, so there's a whole bunch of fantasy elements, but you will find that the grind here is a little bit much. So before we begin the video, I want to preface this with saying, if you're not into the grindy survival crafting games, and you know what I mean when I mean grindy, like this is one is that, like, whenever you build stuff, there are steps and it can take some time. So if you're not into those type of games, this might be one that it's not for you. I would go ahead and give it a pass unless they do some quality of life changes. But either way, I still find it immensely enjoyable. So let's jump into it and check it out. This will be my third time doing it. And apparently here at the beginning, the character is named, but you do also have a male option. Ragnar is the character. Apparently there seems to be some presets that you can pick from, but as far as I can tell, these presets don't do anything. Maybe I'm wrong, but they don't seem to do anything different. So there's that. Alright, so we are in game. By default, it seems to be that you spawn on this beach every single time. I don't know if what is that? Okay, not gonna lie, I've never even once noticed that. I tried playing this twice. I've never even seen that before. That is terrifying, and it just kind of walks away. Well, alright, so anyways, now that that's out of the way, we are now on this little beach here. From what I can tell, you're pretty much on your own here. I will say right off the bat, this is one of those games that is not going to hold your hand. If you need a lot of tutorializing, you are not going to get it here. This is definitely going to be the kind of game that you're going to be wanting to look for a wiki for, perhaps, in future endeavors. Oh, and you know what? I did say earlier, I was trying to figure out if the map was like kind of set in stone. And right off the bat, what I can tell you is it looks most discernibly that the game is procedurally generated, something that I was unaware of myself. I thought I had ended up on the same beach a couple times. Turns out, no. The map is entirely procedurally generated, I guess, the first time. So as you can see right there, we did get ourselves some experience, I guess, or a level up in forging. Those are two vastly different things. I don't know if there's forgery in this game. Please don't go off that information. But yeah, we're here on this beach, and you'll notice that this has the typical survival tropes. You have your food, you have your water, and it looks like you have your warmth here. So the first thing you're going to want to do right off the bat is make yourself a little bit more defensible. There are enemies here at the beginning of the game, and you do have a way to fight offset enemies. However, that being said, the melee combat is much to be desired. You're not going to be defending yourself with melee attacks. And also you see that the thicket around us, the foliage around us is actually quite thick. And from time to time, it's actually very hard to see what is around you and what can and can't be picked up. The good news is that there is actually a item that will help, like, basically highlight items in your environment. To let you know what can and can't be picked up. For the time being, I'm just running around. I'm picking up stones. I am picking up mussels for a food source. What we want to get is sticks, stones, and thatch. The thatch is going to be used to create rope. This is actually kind of one of my first little gripes with the game. Is because of the fact that there is so little tutorializing. You can often have have head scratching moments that ask you, like, what do you do next? And I'll explain that in just such a way. Give me just 1 second. So we have thatch here. We picked up thatch. I'm picking up some more thatch right now. And then we have a build menu. So if I press B here on the build menu, you're going to have an entire hotbar of things you can create. We need to make ourselves some tools. Well, we have stone axe. We have stone pickaxe. And as you can see right here, we need 2 sticks, some rope, and a stone blade to make the stone axe, for instance. Well, if I come over here to my materials, you'll see that I need to make some rope, some stone blades, and we need sticks. We already got sticks, so we already can make a stone blade. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 of them already. And then we need to make rope. Well, it says we need fiber. Well, it says that fiber comes from flax, bushes, thatch, and bark. Well, I picked up a whole bunch of thatch. I didn't get any fiber. Well, it turns out if you come into your menu and look at the thatch, at the very bottom of the tooltip box, it says left shift and left click to harvest. And that actually converts this into the fibers you need. So you actually need to do some conversion here, something that is not easily stated right there at the beginning. And so I was scratching my head for a while trying to figure out why I couldn't find fiber anywhere. So now that we've done that, we can go ahead and create our rope. I'm going to go ahead and, you know what, might as well go ahead and create all of it. And we'll go ahead and make ourselves a stone axe. I think I need a, yeah, I'm going to need another stone blade in order to make my pickaxe. So we need to find 2 more sticks. Looking around, it's going to be hard to find stones like this, but if you press Z on your menu, you'll actually get a highlight. It'll actually pulse out, and it'll highlight anything you can pick up yellow. So, for instance, we just found ourselves some of that stone right there. And I'm going to move my items around a bit. What are these, mussels? I'll get this somewhere else. I guess they don't stack together. I'll move these farther down because it'll automatically auto-equip everything there. So I'm going to go ahead and pulse again, see if we can find ourselves some stone. There's another one right there. Cool. And I see another one. Anytime I see any stone, I'm going to go ahead and grab it. These are some of the... There's also some basic enemies. We can see these little floating... I don't know what you're going to call them. Floating evil clownfish. Or lionfish. And as you can see, with the use of the axe, we're able to destroy them and get some fibers from them. After we get ourselves a little bit more defensible, we're probably going to start wanting to look at making ourselves a cook fire first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rummage around now that we have an axe, and we're going to look for some thin trees. We can actually look at the base of this forest here, and we can start looking for trees. We don't want to look for birch trees. Birch trees are a little too tough for the tools that we have. But if we look at some of the smaller trees, what is this guy going to tell us? He's going to tell us about cook fires. We're gonna worry about making ourselves a cook fire, but we first need to get ourselves some sticks. And sticks are going to be found all over the ground, but more often than not, you're going to be finding them by chopping down trees. And chopping down trees is actually kind of an endeavor, honestly. Everything here can take a bit of time, and I'll explain to you how that is by showing you here. Here we have a young fir tree. If I hold down this, we're going to harvest this tree. But even if we harvest it, we then got to cut it up into bits after it falls over. Kind of like Valheim. But it doesn't seem like these trees have any sort of damage whenever they fall, if they were to hit you. So we're going to go ahead and chop this tree down a little bit more. And now we have ourselves a couple of things. We have ourselves some resin. We have ourselves some more resin. We get Z to see anything else. I would go ahead and pick up this bark. Bark is good for fuel, as well as other stuff. And we also need some sticks, but it turns out we only got like 1 or 2 sticks from here. Long sticks are used for building houses, but they can also be converted. Can I not pick up this long stick? I just want the long stick. There we go. Or the regular stick. There we go. I just want to pick up these regular sticks. And I do like the fact that they're placed right on your shoulders there. Long sticks are used for building houses and shelters and such, but if you don't need the long sticks right off the moment, you can just go ahead and harvest the long stick again 1 more time, and this will get you some more sticks, as well as more bark. I'm going to take the opportunity to pick up all the sticks, because we're going to be using a crap ton of sticks. We also have some firewood here. Is that a stick right there? No, that's a bark. So after that, we're going to go ahead and see if we can find a couple more stones. Here's some drinking water. You can find resources like drinking wells all around the map. The next thing we're probably going to want to do is create a campfire. This game does have a day-night cycle as well. So I would suggest we go exploring a little bit and see if we can find maybe a nice flat piece of land, or at least some place to call home for the time being. I have not gone exploring a great deal, but I would definitely say that we need to find somewhere homely. So I'm gonna search around, see if I can find somewhere to call home, and then I will be right back whenever I have found that. And I think I found a pretty good clearing. There's also something over there, and honestly, that looks like there's might be enemies over there. We could probably take them out, but I'm not gonna press my luck. Maybe we go on this other side of this rock. Put a little distance between us. Yeah, we have got a clearing over here. I think this might be a good place to call home. I'm not too far away from the beach, but I think we're also in a good place. Oh, looks like we found some deer there as well, so there's definitely something to hunt later. Let's go ahead and start setting up ourselves a cook fire. So if I press B on our build menu, I can hit simple fire, and basically I'm going to plant that down. It did clear the land a little bit, and then I hit R to supply with everything there. Now, if I want to increase this, by the way, you can basically advance something to make it even better. We get T here to open simple fire menu. Is basically to show you how to make add-ons, essentially. So I want to make myself a campfire. I can then click that, and then add, or no, sorry. I want to highlight the stuff that needs to be added to. We'll hit R on that. It looks like we're missing supplies. If we hit Q, it'll tell me what else I'm missing. It looks like we're missing 2 stones. So if I pick up 2 stones, should be able to go ahead and add those to our thingy. Alright, I have added our 2 stones to our fire, and now we need to go ahead and add ourselves a campfire, or wood to our campfire there. And then we can hold down E to ignite. Now, obviously, campfires do run on fuel, so you'll see there that we are currently at 170% of our normal fuel. We can then press T right here, and it'll show us the other things we can do. We can add basically a cover over it, so that way we can have protection from the elements. So maybe I want to do that. I'm going to go ahead and add the supply there. Looks like we're missing some stuff. Missing stick, rope, and bark. We can go ahead and add that there. We can also look to see what other options we have. One of the other options we can do is add ourselves a shelter. So I'm going to go ahead and say I want to build a shelter maybe near the cook fire. And you can hold down E or Q to rotate it. Maybe I want to just do this for now. I want to be near the cook fire. And I'll just place that there. And then in order to basically put anything there, you're then going to need to level off the land. That requires a hoe. Looks like we need 4 sticks and another stone blade in order to create that hoe. So let's go ahead and find ourselves some more sticks and stones. Alright, I just made our last stone blade, and I got the sticks, so we'll go ahead and craft this wooden hoe. It'll add it to our build menu down there. And then we'll go ahead and level out the ground. You just look at the spot on the ground, and it'll clear this away for us, so that there's not all this foliage on the ground. You just keep on hitting it until it turns dark and dirty. And now it'll ask us to build a couple of things for us. We can pin the recipe there. You see we have quite a bit of way to go. We get 2 long sticks. That is step 1, by the way. If you look up here in the top left near the hut, the shelter symbol, it says 1 of 3. So do got to keep in mind that often than not, it'll tell you whenever you have all the necessary ingredients and what step you are on. So that's what it's meaning by the fact that this game can be kind of long in the tooth when it comes to the simulation stuff. If you're not looking for a simulation heavy game, this might not be the one for you just off of that alone. Because again, this is going to be a game that you invest a lot of time into. This is early days, so another part of this game is settlement building. You will be able to get other basically members of your village, and also your energy bar does come back rather quickly. So I will say that energy isn't like a slow rejuvenating thing that is in other games. But yeah, this is definitely one that might be easier as you get further into the game. But early days, you're definitely going to be harvesting a lot, and it's going to be like a slow build to get to where you want to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and showcase this first shelter, and then if I need to create any more shelters, I'll probably cut away But this first showcase is more or less to just to show you how slow and tedious it can be. And I don't want that to be a dissuasion. I want you to be able to enjoy the game, but I also want to be realistic about what is on offer here, like what you are looking forward to. I want you to make sure that you're spending your dollars exactly where you want to spend your dollars at, and you're, not having to consider refunding right off the bat. That's what this is for. That's what these first impressions are for. And that's the kind of content that I want to bring to you. So it looks like we have most of everything. I wish I could carry more than one long stick, but we got this long stick right here. And it looks like we have most everything for the shelter that goes over our fire as well, so that's good. We're going to go ahead and offer this there. And then we're going to go ahead and grab that other long stick. Where's that? Where did we drop? There it is. And I did make sure to pick somewhere that was very woodlands-like, so that way we could, in fact, get more trees. Because my last game, I definitely made it to the point where... Oh, I made it to... I made my camp essentially somewhere that wasn't good to be for real. So the next thing is we need to build the thing. So in order to build it, we're going to need ourselves a hammer. Let's see, wooden hammer. I have enough sticks, so we're going to go ahead and build that. And then I'm going to hold down E, and then we're going to build. And I believe there's maybe one more process for this one, and this requires some bark. So we'll see. Alright, it looks like we need 6 sticks. And, no, we actually need another long stick, a rope, and 2 sticks. Okay. So we still got a little bit to go. Let's go ahead and drink some water. Cool thing is we have a little water thingy right here. And if I need any berries, I can also look towards the inventory of berries that I have for food. I am going to have to chop down another tree because we do need some more long stick. Also, to point out, you'll see right here, for the briefest of moments, you can actually get injured while chopping trees down. So, I don't know how big of a mechanic that is, but you will bleed for a short amount of time. I mean, the damage I took is negligible. I just still find it funny. Maybe this is kind of like the lack of experience your character has with fixing stuff or like hard work and labor. But right off the bat, you will see that it is very possible to injure yourself in the smallest of ways. So I'm going to go and make sure we pick up all this rope. I want to make sure this is highlighted. And then we'll pick up these long sticks and then provide that to our shelter. It looks like we need to pick one of these. I'm going to go ahead and bring this over here. Supply that there. It looks like we're missing 2 rope. Looks like we need to make 4 total. So I'm going to go ahead and make 5 rope. Oh, we need to probably convert some stuff. Is that what it is? Yeah. We don't have enough fiber, so we're definitely going to have to go look for some fiber as well. Probably going to have to go back to the beach. There was a lot of thatch there. Oh, we got some flax. Nice. We can go ahead and do that. Oh, the flax gives us like 5 fiber. Oh, that's nice. So the flax just straight out gives you the fiber. That's nice to know. So we'll go ahead and apply, or make their ropes with that. There we go. And then we'll apply that to here. And then I believe we hold E, and then we'll finish building our shelter, and then we can concern ourselves with food, which I'm probably going to go ahead and just munch on these berries and these mussels that I got from the beach on the rocks. And let's see. And then we need to do... We got some bark, but we don't have all of it. That's good to know. Do we have any more bark over here? We do. We got exactly one more piece of bark. That's nice. And then another build. So, as you can see, that took quite a bit of time in order to finish building the shelter. And that's just one shelter. That's just... this is housing for one. So it's definitely something that you're going to have to consider. We are now officially done with that. It looks like we can go ahead and apply our ropes and our sticks to this. And I will go ahead and chop down another tree so I can get some more bark and get that protection over a cook fire. So in case it rains, it's not going to be rained on. And we're putting the final touches onto our fire cover, so in case it rains, our fire will stay strong. I don't know what our cook fire looks like as far as fuel looks like. It's at 53% fuel, but we can add some sticks here and give this baby some life. And if we need to get some more firewood, I have some wood over there that I've chopped down. We can also look at the campfire. It looks like we can add a barbecue option if we want to add that on there as well. So there's that. But for first, I think we're going to go ahead and look to see about finding a good source of water collection. So we can go ahead and build ourselves a little dealy bob here. A water collector. I'm going to put this like right here next to it. And essentially all this is going to do is it's going to make it to where it rains. We collect clean water for our guy. Or our gal. So there's the blueprint for that. This needs a whole bunch of long sticks and a whole bunch of sticks. So I'm going to go ahead over here, chop some stuff down. Luckily for us, I already have quite a number of long sticks that are cut down. So we're not going to have to worry about cutting too many extra trees down. And it is very good for us to have, whatchamacallit, added all this right here. See, we need 2 more long sticks, which I think I have another long stick. Yeah, we have some long sticks over there. And then if we have any extra long sticks around, we'll go ahead and chop that up into short sticks. Alright, I have all of my short sticks. We're going to go ahead and add that there, and then we'll go ahead and build this. It looks like this is pretty much the only process right here, is after you get that first initial 3 sticks and or 3 long sticks and the 6 regular sticks. That's going to create your rain collector. And there we go. So now during rainfall, we'll go ahead and have a clean source of water. And that'll be good for, eventually we'll run out of these natural sources of water. And now that we've done that, our next thing is to be able to create a water well, or we're going to be able to create this Eye of Odin. This Eye of Odin is going to allow us to essentially find other villagers. So I think that's what we're going to work on next. As you can tell, it's actually quite a bit of effort to get here. We have a 2-step process. We need to find 3 long sticks, 10 regular sticks, and 5 stones. So I'm going to venture around. I'm going to go ahead and collect some resources that I have around here, and then I'm going to go ahead and basically get to that point with you guys. And that's about as far as I've made it. Most of the time I spent around before I started making this video was spent basically more or less just getting the lay of the land and getting used to the controls here. And while I'm harvesting away at stuff, I just want to point out, again, how tedious some of the stuff can get. You can go around and run and pick up stone. There's going to be a reason why you want to try to get through some of this other stone. Eventually, like, you want to get some, like, large stones. I believe that's one of the things we're going to need for the Eye of Odin over there we're trying to build. But however, you're going to need to basically chip away these giant stone clumps. And as I've been talking, I've been making my way through this clump. It's a very healthy stone clump, mind you. Now, you can get buffs by resting by your campfire and eating food and stuff, but just like off the basis of that, if you just look at what I'm doing right now, I'm just chipping away with my sturdy pickaxe here that we have, the stone pickaxe we created here at the beginning. We don't have any way to make any like improved tools at the moment just yet. We haven't made it that far, but I just wanted to showcase how tedious this can be. I personally love this sort of thing. And, you know, maybe others don't. If they were going to make some quality changes, there probably needed to be, like, more or less kind of like a quickened version of this, especially early game. But maybe this is, I don't know if this is a multiplayer or a single-player focused survival crafting game, but it definitely feels like this could probably be more beneficial or productive if you were in a multiplayer setting. But who knows, maybe having clanmates or as like villagers in your village might help with this tedium a lot. So like early game it's going to be tedious, and then as you go on that tedium kind of goes away a little bit more, because we haven't even gotten to like the combat focus or the fantasy elements of the game, which there are clearly fantasy elements to this game. I mean, we say the giant walking skeleton there, and it looks, there we go. And but we did get a whole bunch of stone clumps here, and just like the trees, you can see we get a whole bunch of like smaller rocks, but we also have a whole bunch of larger rocks, and the larger rocks we're definitely going to need at times, so I'm not going to go ahead and take a whole bunch of that, but we do need rocks for our time being to push forward on the Eye of Odin. I'm going to go ahead and pick up all these stones right here, because we might very well use them. I'm even going to carry, if I can, one of these large stones with us, because we're definitely going to need them for the Eye of Odin. I did put it right over there, I believe. We do need a couple more sticks, so I'm going to go chop down another tree. But I'm going to go ahead and put these sticks in there. I'm also going to drop down my large stone right there. And that tree has my name on it. I'm going to go ahead and cut it down for some more sticks. So we got our sticks added, and now we're going to build on the Eye of Odin. This looks like we have one more step after that. It's probably going to be involving the large stones. I think it needs 2 large stones, and because we clumped together that whole thing over there, we already have them. So we're going to add this one, and it looks like we need 1 more large stone, so I'll come back over here and grab another one of these. We'll go ahead and give this another tap, 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 and then boom, Eye of Odin, done. And it looks like this does a number of things for us. Looks like number 1, it acts as a storage container, although not a very good one, to be honest. It's got a lot of slots. It's got empty slots here. Let's open the Eye of Odin menu. So what we got here? Looks like we can upgrade this. Fuel with Jotun blood to, or Jotun blood to attract a new villager. Search for Jotun blood across the land. Okay. So there's that. We now have the ability to summon travelers, but we need to go ahead and give ourselves some Jotun blood. Do I not have any in my menu? Oh, we have Jotun blood. From the enemies on the beach, they are one source of Jotun blood. I'll just come over here in the eye, and I assume that's what we're dropping in here. So if I go ahead and do this, I'm just going to drop all the 5 pieces in there and activate. Looks like we have the option for new villagers. Looks like we have Hilda or Burger. Burger is have great stamina that comes with great thirst. I'm a seasoned traveler of the open plains and coastal areas, honing my skills to endure the fiercest wind with ease. And we have Hilda, Snow Strider, and Mighty Vigor. Exceptional strength and stamina allow me to perform physical demanding tasks for extended periods of time without fatigue. I honestly think that maybe Hilda's going to be the one to go with, if only because of her Mighty Vigor. I don't really care too much about the Snow Striding. But maybe the carrying larger items might be helpful here. So we're going to go ahead and summon Hilda in here. So it looks like we have some time before Hilda will arrive. Maybe we want to focus on some other stuff. We could probably end up making another house. Let's see what the build menu says. Let's see, we have a couple things here. We had the woodcutter's pit, the stonecutter's pit, and the gatherer's pit. We'll have to see what we want to create here. Okay, so this is basically a place for them to drop all their materials from the wild. This is one to... let's see. A flimsy structure that villagers to harvest stone. And a flimsy structure to allow them to harvest wood. And then we've also got markers. Designate an area for builders to find resource. Okay. Then we can also do a water well. We can build this on top of a water resource, I guess. So we need to find one at first. Hold on. I want to see where we can find one. Is this a... That's not a usable one. Here's one. I wonder if we can build this on top of that. And like that, if we wanted to, we could actually add a water well here to find a good source of water, which I might do. I think I'm going to go around and I'm going to harvest some stones and sticks while we're waiting for our first villager to arrive. Let's do that. And just to point out on the side here, you can rest in your tent right here. And if you get the whole rested bonus here, you will find that you get a energy bonus, essentially, more or less. So now we feel energized and we're no longer tired. So I'll continue building onto our well that we have there. Alright, and now that we've done made our water well, it's hard to see. It's over here in the dark, but it's right here. There's our camp. We got about another 18 seconds before our teammate shows up, or our new villager shows up. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on making this basically a working ground for them, because I assume they're going to help us build stuff, or at least that's what my hope is. We're gonna go ahead and pick up these long sticks over here that we've been cutting down. And, oh, looks like we now have our helper here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and tab. Looks like we have her as homeless. Show this villager on the mini map. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to finish building this right here, and it'll basically give her reason to want to live, right? That's our goal, is we want everyone to have purpose. So let's go find that other long stick I had over here, and we'll finish having her someplace to work. Oh, and it looks like she actually found the stick on her own. Way to go. What was her name? Hilda? Hilda. Yeah, look at her. Look at her go. She's just applying stuff like that. That's crazy. I wasn't actually expecting her to already, like, jump into the deep end over there. So we're going to make some rope right here. We're going to apply that to that, and we're going to go ahead and build it here. And once we build it here, it says you can house one individual. So she'll go from being unhoused to basically having somewhere to live. There we go. Manage workers, and assign a villager. Free villagers in your settlement can be assigned. Villagers that are assigned at other structures can be assigned, but they will lose their job. Okay, cool. And we will go ahead and assign her here. And it still marks her as homeless. And what is she going to do here? And it looks like default, she's picking up a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, she looks like she's basically collecting all the bark. Let's see if we can look at her menu. What does she have? Give me a place to sleep. Okay, so we definitely need to give her some sleep. Or give her some rest. It looks like she comes by default with an axe, so she is doing some work. Let's see. So it looks like we will go ahead and build her a house as well. I like the fact that she is very proactive about what she's doing. But I'm going to go ahead and make her a little house. A little housey house. That way she will love being here. And now we are finally putting the finishing touches on Hilda's new house. Now we can go ahead and manage the house. We'll assign her to this, and boom, now she's got her own place. We can go look at deeds. Looks like we have deeds assigned. Summon your third villager to summon the fifth villager. Okay, so we have a number of things here. Looks like we, do we get any bonuses for this, I wonder? Like, over time, I'm wondering if we're, like, I haven't even decided to see what exactly, character bonuses we get, if we get any. So as of right now, I'm not showing if we get any, but I assume that over time you get better at this stuff. Now that we got a woodworking station, she's over here stacking up wood for us very nicely, I might add. We got, let's see, what do we have in here? Looks like we can, basically increase the status of our things here. Is it? I can't tell if you can tell. Oh, wow. She's been doing quite a lot here. What about long sticks? She's already got a crap ton of long sticks. This woman is going to town on this thing. Wow, okay. So now we need to build ourselves. Number one, we gotta summon another villager, which means we need to put another couple of spirits in here, the Jotun blood. You can get Jotun blood by coming over to these things, these stones right here. And we can chip away at them, but just like regular rocks, they are going to take some time to go through. So, actually, you know what? It might be better to go to the coast and see if we can find any more of those flying enemies. If we can, we'll just kill them and take their Jotun's blood. I'm going to go ahead and grab any long sticks on the way. Let's go to the beach so we can find a couple enemies to kill out for some of the Jotun blood. After killing a couple of those guys, it doesn't look like you actually got any Jotun blood from killing them. It looks like maybe I just came with some Jotun blood by default whenever I spawned into the world. I guess it's to like help you ease into the beginning process. But I'm gonna head back to my camp. And then I'm going to go ahead and farm some of those stones for the Jotun blood. Alright, so I finally got the last of the Jotun blood we want to need. I just want to let you know, I went through 2 pickaxes. It took me about 10 minutes total to get all the Jotun blood. It was definitely not what you would consider a fast time at Richmond High. Looks like we have some other things here. Feeble logger. Nope, not good. Soggy discomfort. Well, you guys are both kind of jerks, aren't you? Doesn't look like we can... Can we re-roll them? Nope, looks like you get what you get. I'll go ahead and get Halfdan. Let's see what Halfdan comes with. I'm gonna go ahead and make him a stone pit, because that's what we're gonna want him to be next, as our stone worker. So I'm gonna go ahead and make him a stone cutter's pit. And we'll have that ready for him by the time that he shows up, hopefully. And thankfully, from our help of our Lady Hilda over here, she managed to actually get us a couple of things here we can use. And just like that, using most of the stuff that Hilda had already collected for us, we were already able to make the Stonecutter's Pit, which is very nice. So whenever we have our next settler come in, we can go ahead and make him our designated stone collector guy. Which means we also need to look at, see, crafts, materials, and tools can house one worker. Ooh, we have a place to craft stuff after this. So I'm going to go ahead and make ourselves a house for our next guy. Just so he's not unhoused again. Homelessness is going to be rampant here if we don't fix this very soon. Go ahead and flat out on the ground, and then in no time flat. Well, we should already have his house built because, again, Hilda managed to stock up this area quite a bit for us. Unfortunately for Hilda, I think we just pretty much ran our resources dry on her. Although we did craft like 2 different stations here. Our hammer broke. That's unfortunate. Can we make another one? We need to get some more sticks. Well, I think maybe it took all of our sticks as well. Alright, thank you, Hilda. But yeah, unfortunately for her, we managed to pretty much snag everything. But she's already in the process of refueling that station, which is pretty good on her. I do like this, this lady here doing her thing. No complaints over here. It looks like we might be encountering our first enemies. I don't know what direction they're coming from, but I want to make sure, can we defend ourselves? This is actually my first time being attacked. Do we need a flimsy shield? We could probably build one of these. It looks like we need 3 sticks, 5 rope. I don't know how that's going to come into play. 3 sticks, and we also need to find some flaxseed, and I think we need a bark, don't we? We need 1 more bark. And some rope. Let me go see if I can find some flaxseeds real quick. And we'll see if we can defend ourselves from onslaught of enemies. Alright, so now I have myself a an axe and a weapon to defend myself with. The only thing now is to decide where these enemies are coming from. Can we see them on our mini-map? Small cars are leaving the village. I don't know what that means. Were there enemies already here? I have no idea what's going on. Were we already being besieged and we didn't know it? There's a little ice symbol like right here somewhere. But I don't see anything. I was hoping we'd actually get to fight something. Alright, well, after looking around for a bit, I never saw anything specifically that came to fight me. So instead, we ended up getting our new citizen, so now we have Halfdan here. I just got him to start working on his stoneworking capability, so you see him going to work over there. Meanwhile, I posted up a workshop, which is the next thing we needed to do. I want to let you know, this thing is massive. Just like, if I click on this, by the way, just to show you, that has some range. I don't know why it's so large. Maybe those other places on the side there are for where they establish resources, but it looks like this is going to take a while to build. Hopefully not too terribly long. Otherwise, I think we've made some pretty stellar progress on our base. We've got a total of 2 other friends here in our little village here. We have 3 houses, a stonecutter station, a woodcutter station, and we're working on our workshop here. Looks like we'll be able to essentially, have ourselves a place to make new gear and whatnot. I'm excited to see what the combat looks like. I might do a round 2 on this one. Post it on later today after I get my bearings a little bit more, because I would like to showcase a little bit of hunting. That being said, what I'm showing here, this is, I don't know how long I've edited this down into, but as of right now, what you see around here is around the estimated total of more or less just an hour and a half of me going back and forth, finding resources and whatnot. I'm really enjoying the game. I feel like some of the tutorializing here could be a little bit better. This game is definitely not one to hold your hand, that's for sure. But that's not a bad thing. I really like the way it handles, and on a technical level, this game is handling very wonderfully. Like, I don't have any issues where we're sitting at on a technicality level, because it looks wonderful. It plays wonderful. I'm hitting a pretty good frame rate here. I don't know if I have it locked at 60 FPS or if it's around there, but it's been staying at 50 to 60 FPS pretty much the whole time with no stutters, regardless of weather changes or whatever. I really like the way the UI looks. There's definitely room for some cleanup here and there. That's to be certain. I'm not going to say that it doesn't. Everything can always be improved, right? But that being said, if you like the content and you want to see more games like ASKA here on the channel, make sure you're liking and subscribe to the channel, because of course that really helps me out, and it definitely gives me the energy to keep on posting new content for you guys. Because every once in a while the funk happens, and we always get into these lulls where there's not a lot of games coming out, and then we go things like the open world gaming. I think there's like an open world gaming thing that's happening on Steam right now, and that's like literally my jam, because of the fact that I love open world games. So you'll be seeing a lot of like open world game content coming up here in the next couple of days as I try out some of those games for the first time. I'm kind of curious, before you leave though, what this advanced workstation is going to look like. Oh, well, we're actually being attacked. It's happening. Let's go see if we can take care of these guys. And it looks like, okay. Fairly easy to take care of them right at the start. Are we still getting invaded? Okay, so that was a blood moon. So a blood moon is what caused those enemies to spawn. Did they drop anything? Requires knives. Ooh. We can make knives. I want to do that. Where's our knives at? We need to make a stone blade. And then we need another rope. Let's see what these guys got on them. Go ahead and do that. And let's see what we can do here. What do whites harvest? I wonder if they'll give us some more of the Jotun blood. Well, luckily they weren't too difficult for us here at the start. And what did we get from that? Looks like we got some bone fragments. Oh, cool. And now that we have the workshop open, we can come over to this table and craft, and it looks like we now have a series of better options. Like, for instance, we have the road maker, the wood rake, the stone knife, wood hammer, simple torch, and wood hoe. Those are all old. But now well, the Roadmaker isn't. But now we have the ability to make a stone harvesting pickaxe, the large stone pickaxe, as well as the large stone axe. Oh, that's good. That's amazing. Awesome. And it doesn't actually require less stone than it just requires 4 blades as opposed to 2. No, actually, wait, I take that back. The axe only took 1. So it goes from 1 to 4. And the pickaxe takes 5 blades. So there's that. And then we also have a heavy stone club if we want to go a 2-handed option. We don't have any armor options, although I could be looking in the wrong place. Looks like we can store some tools here. There's a house room, small items here, medium storage. So this is where our storage containers come to view. If we open our menu here for the workshop, it looks like we can then turn it into, we must build a woodcutter's hut and stonecutter's hut and do that. And then we also have the second upgrade not available. So once we make the bigger stuff, we can then go ahead and look at making a workshop hut. We can assign a worker to this, but as of right now, we don't have another worker, and I am not going to be farming for any Jotun blood for the time being. But that being said, that has me very excited for what's to come. Again, it's definitely one of those slow crawl things, but as soon as we started getting as soon as we got Hilda collecting sticks, that was pretty awesome. She immediately benefited, or we immediately benefited by having the work cutter station over here. She started collecting wood left and right, and she's already like pretty much filled it out. And now that we have a stone cutter, I have no problem assuming we're going to have a lot of stone here. Seeing as how he's already gotten a crap ton of stone for us right there. And it looks like we already have some stone here in this pit. Can we open the storage? Yeah, he's already filled it with a good amount of stone here. Like, we could go ahead and make those large tools if we wanted to. So right off the bat, we're already getting the benefits of having 2 villagers. I'm already feeling the ease of it. So it's definitely one of those games that has a slow start and it eases its way in to being easier as far as like crafting stuff. I assume there's still hurdles to overcome as you get further in the game. Obviously, you need to harvest and explore out the different resources. But I am genuinely excited. I don't know how much content there's going to be. I believe this is going to be an early access release. I don't believe this is like a 1.0 or anything like that, but this still makes me very happy to see the state that this game is in. As far as like the technical level, the game looks amazing. It looks like it handles beautifully. I'm super excited to see what more they have to come because I will be heavily invested in this sort of game. That being said, if you guys like the content and you want to see more from ASKA, make sure you like to subscribe to the channel because when ASKA comes out, I'll definitely be posting more videos of this game here on the channel as I do thoroughly enjoy this game. That being said, you guys take care and I will catch you all in my next video. Later.